SJ, a happy baby name Monday. I hope everyone is doing really well, particularly if you have a baby on the way. Do let us know in the comment section below when you are due. This is such a nice community of mums-to-be placed together with name nerds. So it's the place to find your forever name that you're going to absolutely love. Today I'm doing a really amazing list. It is unique and rare but really pretty girl names that are trending right now on Pinterest. I'm probably not going to use that whole long thing I just said as my title. What will I call it? Something better, hopefully. Basically, I have a Pinterest where I take loads of names that I love, pop them over there, and it gets over 1 million hits a month. It's crazy. And so I've taken the top 12 girl names. So we've found out the #1 name that's being pinned over there. And because it gets so many hits, I think it's a really good way of hearing what names are kind of up and coming, what people who really love names and or are naming a baby are really after. And the #1 name is the most unique name of all of them. It is so rare. It's actually one that I got from one of you guys, commented it on a video. So listen out, because it could be your name. So I'm going to go through them from 12 to 1. If you're brand new, please do hit subscribe. I would love to have you here as part of our community. I'd love to help you name a baby. And don't forget, there's also a podcast, because who wouldn't need a baby name podcast? But it's actually answering real life baby name dilemmas. This week we also take the DNA test, a name DNA test, to discover what kind of namer I am. So lots and lots of names there, and we're helping mums and dads pick baby names as well. So it's a really fun one this week, so I think you'll really enjoy it. Right, number 12, the 12th most pinned girl name on my Pinterest is the name Sybil. It's a personal favourite of mine. I absolutely love it. I loved it from Downton Abbey, so it's got that kind of vintage British vibe to it, Sybil. It's so pretty, and we hear Sylvie a lot more, and we hear those bell endings, but Sybil not so much. And it's actually a Greek name originally, meaning prophetess, or somebody who was like an oracle in the Greek times. That was just the word for somebody who could see and predict the future, which I love. Those types of magical celestial names are really popular as well with lots and lots of people. So I wonder if that's why it's getting a lot of pins. I would get in there quick with Sybil. It's only at number 1,389 at the moment, so quite low down, so a real rare gem. Number 11 though is a name that's really fast rising at the moment, and it's the name Hazel. Do you know little Hazel, or do you have it on your list? It's already at number 149 in the UK, but it is on a lot of lists, and we just had a little baby Hazel here in the community this week, so massive congratulations to you. Hazel does refer to the hazelnut, but also just the colour, like this kind of like reddish brownish hazel colour. I think with the Z, it's just a really nice name. It's one that everyone can pronounce. It's easy to say, but it's got something extra special. It is massively rising through the ranks though, so it's at number 149. Probably in the next 4 or 5 years, if it continues on this trajectory, it will hit that top 100, but it's in that sweet spot, I think, of not being uber popular. You know, it's not an Olivia by any stretch of the imagination, but a beautiful name that any girl can carry off from baby right the way through to being a grown-up. And number 10 is a name you'd have heard me talk about if you've watched any of these videos before. It's the name Linnea. Such a stunning name. It's actually a Scandinavian name, and it's nature-based, so it means lime tree originally, but also there is a flower, a little flower called the Linnea flower, which was named after the Swedish botanist Carl Linnaeus, who discovered the flower, then named it after himself, Linnea. So it's a twin flower, so it's often a really lovely name that whenever I've done consultations to people who are after twins, floral names, Linnea is a great one. I love it. I do think it's a hard one to say, because when you see it written down, it almost looks like linear, like a line, so you have to get that Aya, Linnea, because it adds the beauty to it, in my opinion, but I think it's worth it because it is so gorgeous. And if you want to honour a Lynn in your family, Linnea is a great way to go. And number 9 is the beautiful name Aurelia. So again, it's got that different sort of pronunciation at the beginning, Aurelia, but so gorgeous. It's flying up through the charts at the moment. It's at number 202. So it means golden one, which is why I absolutely love it, kind of goddess golden one. And I would always go with the nickname Goldie, because I love the nickname Goldie. It's so 70s, and being called Aurelia with the nickname Goldie is amazing. It's a really historic name actually, so you could kind of say it's traditional if you're trying to get a traditional partner on board. It was a Roman surname. It's actually the mother of Julius Caesar was Aurelia, and the mother of Sylvia Plath was also Aurelia, which I quite like that little literary link as well. So an absolutely amazing name, going to be popular for ages. Go with it. And I quite like Aura as a nickname for Aurelia. What do you reckon of that? It's a bit hippie, I know. Aura, Goldie, Aurelia. I just wanted to adopt this name for myself, basically. And number 8 is the name Piper. And I love this. I really wanted my sister to go with Piper. I didn't choose it for myself, but my sister was pregnant with her second baby. She ended up with Lottie, but I loved Piper for her. And Harper's become so popular. Piper's a little bit less usual, a bit less common, but so nice. And Pip is such a cute little nickname as well, Piper. So it's kind of made popular. There was a TV show called Charmed. This is when it first entered the charts, kind of like in the 90s even, but it's got more popularity. Orange is the New Black. There was a lead character called Piper. And we know we like to Netflix a name. So I really like it. To me, it is kind of spirited, a bit like a scout, that type of outdoorsy Piper to me. But obviously it's got the musical because it was an occupation name. If you were a harpist, you were a harper, or you were a piper, playing the little pipe, the little flute. So yeah, what do you reckon of Piper? I think it's so gorgeous and really like a little cheeky little girl would be a Piper to me. And number 7 is a name that we're crushing on over here at the moment and is getting so many pins over on Pinterest. It's the name Bronte, meaning thunder. So kind of like all the ones that are getting pinned are quite unique, aren't they? Quite unique sounding. So Bronte with the sort of little thing on the E. But yeah, I love the fact that it means thunder. Very, very literary as well with the Bronte sisters. And that's where most Brits, I think, would go to in our heads when we study those books a lot at school. But I love the fact when I looked into the meaning of it that it's got this strong meaning of thunder. And I think that we really love these strong feminine names. Bronte stands up to that. The next two are super similar. So at number 6 is the name Ember, which means a small fire, like an ember of flame. And I think that's why it's getting really popular. It's kind of great for autumn babies and that kind of warmth again that we kind of got from Aurelia, Ember, similar to Amber, but it's got that nickname of M, which is quite sweet as well. So really nice to see it coming up. It kind of means spark. It's only at number 500, so it's right outside, but I think if you're looking for something a bit unique, so many babies, the biggest baby boom is actually September, so autumn is a good naming area. I have done autumn baby names, obviously. So super similar at number 5 is the Irish name Enya. So really beautiful, made really popular by the singer Enya, who had the original Irish name, which I'll probably say wrong. It's spelled E-I-T-H-N-E, I think it's Ethne, and then it became Enya, and the name's also linked to Aiden. So if you had an Aiden and an Enya, both the names kind of mean little fire or little flame, so very similar to Ember as well. So these kind of, and Aurelia, these kind of warm, fuzzy names are really, really popular. It's a beautiful, it's a saint name as well. To me, I always thought it was a very spiritual name. I wonder if that's because of the songs that Enya used to sing were quite spiritual sounding to me. But that's what I associated with. I think it's absolutely stunning. There's so many reasons to like it. It's only number 854, so really unique. But again, I think it's just so easy to say and so easy to understand. So if you want an Irish roots name, really good option. And number 4, more Irish roots, is the name Clover. I love it because it's got the word love in the middle. I just think it is stunning. When you're looking for nature names, I feel like it's so unique rather than a lily or a poppy or a normal flower. Going with a clover, associated very much with luck, with the 4-leaf clover, or the shamrock of Ireland. Again, I'm actually half Irish. My mum was born in Hollywood, if you know Hollywood in Belfast, the original. Some people say it means key as well, going back that it meant key, but I think for all of us would just associate it as a garden name, that meadow flower, the clovers, and I feel like it's really wearable. It's only 34 babies were named Clover last year, so you could have a really unique name that's super duper pretty. Number 3 is a Welsh name. It's all names from all over the world. So the 3rd most popularly pinned girl name on Pinterest, in my page, is Cerys, which means love. So these are really linked, aren't they? Because Clover looks like love and Cerys means love. I think it's beautiful. Really made popular. I'm sure that Catherine Zeta-Jones had a daughter Cerys. So I feel like it's quite easy to say. Looks so pretty written down. I think the Y makes it just absolutely stunning. Quite popular over, I think it's more said Caris in Wales. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. I need to do my Welsh name list, I know. Second most popularly pinned name, and the number 1 is totally unique, but the second one's unusual, and it's the name Haven. So an outdoorsy, kind of a modern virtue name, I would say, because it means a safe place. So originally Haven was like a harbour, a place you could be protected, and was kind of like a sea, in a nautical term, of this safe haven. But it came from the word sort of like heaven and Eden and Zion and all those kind of mythical places, this kind of place of protection and shelter. And I think that's why it's really popular for babies. I know that Jessica Alba has a daughter called Haven because she was born in her sack, which I didn't know could happen until then and freaked me out, but I was glad to know before I had my 3 babies. None of them were born in their sack, but she called her Haven because of that, and I thought that was so beautiful. It's a shame over in the UK there's a holiday park called Haven Holidays. Kind of ruins it, but I would still use it because I just think it is absolutely stunning, and I think Eden is quite popular. I've got Eden, I know a few Edens, so if I was looking for something like that but that hadn't been pinched, I'd maybe go towards Haven. But the number 1 name is so unique. There were only 7 babies called Arella last year, and that's the number 1 pinned girl name over on my Pinterest. So Arella was mentioned to me by one of you guys, and it means messenger from God or angel from God, Arella. So unique, and I think with Ella being so popular, it's nice to have something different, but only 6 babies called this last year, but it's getting so much attention on Pinterest. So I wonder if it's the meaning that people are really, really liking. It does really work for a rainbow baby, which is another way to think of it as well. I have done a whole list of rainbow baby names with special meanings, but it's a beautiful sort of religious name, biblical name. It kind of sounds to me like the end of Cinderella. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, it feels Disney-esque, and I wonder if that's what's making people like it subconsciously as well, Arella. So what do you think of that? It really surprised me. It is just taken from the data. It is the most pinned by the 1 million people visiting Pinterest every single month girl name over there. So a top tip, a little gem uncovered. So do check out the Pinterest. I will leave it all linked below. Do check out the podcast, and you can send in a baby name dilemma to sjstrum@yahoo.com as well. I will be answering your baby name dilemmas all over summer somehow, either here or on the podcast, or just on email. Take care of yourself next week. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. If you haven't subscribed already and you've watched 1 or 2, that is the way that I can make these videos with more subscribers, so do that, please, please, please. And also I will be doing the boy version of this coming up very soon as well, so hit the bell so you don't miss that one. I will see you very soon, guys. Bye bye.